it's fair to say that Ferrari very much made a bit of a pig's ear of team orders during the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So if you didn't see what happened, essentially in the second stage of the race, Lewis Hamilton had better tyres compared to Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc was told to move out of the way for Hamilton so that Hamilton could challenge Lando Norris in front of him. Unfortunately for Hamilton and Ferrari, he was not able to really get that close to Lando Norris. So therefore, usually what happens, and what Hamilton has done in the past as well, he would swap the positions back before the checkered flag, before the finish line. Now, Ferrari did give this order to Hamilton, but they gave it to him so late that they were unable to swap. I saw them both side by side at the checkered flag, but that was already after they passed the finish line, so it didn't matter what happened after that. And Hamilton did not, in the end, give the position back, but it wasn't his fault. He was waiting for the order from his team, and the team gave it far too late for him to react to it. Bit of a farcical situation. I mean, it was over 8th and 9th, so Leclerc's not going to be wanting to tear up his contract and go somewhere else or whatever, you know. That's not what's going to happen here, but it's still an operational error, and a very basic one for Ferrari where they've messed up. Frederic Vasseur explained the situation here on the F1Chronicle.com, guys, so let's have a look at what happened here. Ferrari team principal Frederic Vasseur has defended the call to issue team orders during the Azerbaijan Grand Prix after Charles Leclerc was instructed to let Lewis Hamilton through in the middle stages of the race. Leclerc, who started on medium tyres, found himself ahead of Hamilton following the pit stops, but with Hamilton running the more durable hard compound, Ferrari felt he had a better chance of attacking Lando Norris ahead. Vasseur said, quote, "I think the situation was clear for us that Lewis had a tyre advantage and we asked Charles to let him go by to try and overtake Norris. On top of that, Charles had the issue with the recovery and we are not at the top of the use on the engine. I think it was the best option for us to do this move." End quote. Hamilton was unable to make progress against the McLaren, and in the closing laps, Ferrari instructed the drivers to swap back. The execution was messy, with Hamilton crossing the line only 0.4 seconds ahead of his teammate. "We asked them to swap back, and it looks like Lewis had a misjudgment on the position of the start-finish line," Vasseur explained. The double points finish left Ferrari behind Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship, with the Silver Arrows moving 4 points ahead in the battle for second, thanks to second place from George Russell and fourth from Kimi Antonelli. But Vasseur insisted the real damage came in qualifying, not the race itself, saying, quote, "If we lost something, it was lost yesterday, not today," referring to Saturday in this case. "Today we have started behind Norris, we finished behind Norris. It is like it is. It's more yesterday, I think, that we had the car. The driver was able to fight for P1, all through practice, and we finished P10 and P12. Lewis, FP1, FP2, FP3 went well. There was a good pace overall for the weekend. The first set in Q1 went well, and in Q2 he did 2 laps, but out of the pace. This is the main issue of the weekend, these 2 laps, because honestly, if you put him in the first 4, I think he finishes on the podium. I mean, given their pace in practice, it's not that far-fetched really, but as we see around Azerbaijan, qualifying is so important, and of course if you get stuck in a DRS train, it's impossible to overtake. Despite the disappointment though, Vasseur said that Ferrari's recent speed shows the team is moving in the right direction. "We need to do a better job collectively, because to be P12 is not the result that we are expecting, but it's true that the last couple of weekends, if you consider this one, Monza, even Zandvoort, the pace was good. We are getting there now. One thing is to have the potential, the other is to deliver. We need to complete this execution to do our job." Leclerc had his accident during qualifying, and then Hamilton just didn't produce a good enough lap in Q2. It was so tight, and with the way the weather conditions were, you know, it was entirely possible that even if Hamilton did get through to Q3, he might have quite crashed out as well. And with how tight it was, you know, it's entirely possible that even if Hamilton did get through to Q3, he could have slid out as well. You know, one Ferrari did it, and of course, you know, we saw Piastri do it as well. So very difficult, very, very difficult. Not the best weekend. They're still in with that chance, you know, still a long way to go in this season. You know, as long as they're in and around where Mercedes are, they're going to be competitive going into the final race of the season. But if they get third, it'll be disappointing. It'd be very disappointing. It's bad enough they are second, or were second, with such a massive gap to McLaren, but to be third, that would show regression. You know, Ferrari were almost Constructors' champions last year, so we shall see what happens, guys. But yeah, panic stations at Ferrari. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as always, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, as always, guys. Have a fantastic day wherever you're in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.